than I had 2 years ago when I first learned about Bitcoin and the space. So also the cryptocurrencies we're seeing rising. We're over 2,200 different cryptocurrencies that are live on the market right now. This number is going to keep increasing and increasing. The overall market cap of cryptocurrencies at the moment is $250 billion. Okay, we're like $250 billion, and I believe in the next several years, this number will definitely surpass $1 trillion and even probably several trillion dollars. Okay, we also see the volume of trading right there. The 24 hours is $78 billion, and the Bitcoin dominance is pretty high because a lot of people, they are moving their assets into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin dominance is at 56% right now on the market. Okay, and I believe just like we've seen in 2017 when the Bitcoin price moved to all-time high of about $20,000, and what followed during this time is what it's called an altcoin season. You can see this very, very clearly in December 2017. The Bitcoin dominance was at very high rate at about 62%, and then it dropped. It dropped over the like a week or 2 weeks from 62%, 68 and 65% all to like 32%. Okay, so that was a move of about 30% of Bitcoin dominance in just several weeks at the end of 2017. And with that, the cryptocurrencies have been risen, right, for the same period of time pretty significantly, and life-changing gains has been made. What has been called an altcoin season. So we might see some similar effects happening this year, I believe, with the altcoin season. So again, with life-changing opportunities, with a lot of cryptocurrencies moving 10x, 20x, 100x, in value, which is of course one of the most exciting things in crypto. So what we are seeing right now, an epic rise, absolutely epic rise in 2019. We've been beaten by the bears for 14 plus months. Bitcoin coming down all the way from 20,000 to the lowest point of $3,100, and many people said that, you know what, this probably is not the bottom yet, and they were very pessimistic, and everybody was beaten up and tired of all those Bitcoin, crushing by the bears. And lo and behold, it's not what actually happened. So we've been fluctuating for the $4,000 back and forth for quite some time, for several months, until a big move in the beginning of April that got Bitcoin from 4,000 to 5,000. Then we had a bull flag forming here, holding this level of 5,000. Then we started to shooting back up, and again, from May 10th to May 15th, we moved to from $6,000 to $8,000 and beyond that, touching $8,300, which is a move that is more than 30% in the price of Bitcoin, which is a lot for an asset as Bitcoin. It is a very, very big move. Of course, for other cryptocurrencies, moves like that is something that happens more often, but for Bitcoin, it's definitely a huge move. And for me, it says that we are definitely on a very bullish momentum right now for Bitcoin, and the likelihood of the continuation of the bull patterns and the bull momentum is very high, and much higher than we're coming down. Okay, if we are going to temporarily come down, is just going to be a temporary pullback in an overall bigger and larger frame of being in a bull market. And everybody loves the bull market. People start talking about Bitcoin yet again, and coming back to Bitcoin because it's been definitely outperforming all the other asset classes in terms of investing, what people are investing into, the stock market, real estate, and all different markets, and we have the crypto market, which is very exciting, especially during the bull cycle. And in the Bitcoin markets, the cycles of bull and bear can last, for several years. The last bull market lasted for a little over 2 years, and then followed by a year and a half of a bear market. Now we are getting back into the bull territory. So what we are seeing right now is pretty high volatility back and forth, even on a smaller time frames of 5 and 10 minutes. The bots are really taking advantage of this. The liquidation points on Bitmex and high leverage exchanges. You can see wicks like this going shooting in a very short period of time, liquidating in a lot of the positions, and then coming back up and scooping at the lowest point. So we are moving along this channel. This is on the 4-hour time frame. We are moving along this ascending triangle, with the top being at $8,300. And if we are going to crush this $8,300, the next really level is about $9,500 and $10,000. Getting back to the $10,000, the psychological level for Bitcoin. And this, as per technical analysis, this pattern of ascending triangle is definitely a bullish one. Okay, so from that perspective, there is a high chance that we are going to break it. Now on the other side, we do see some other parameters, like looking at the RSI from here. The price is staying pretty much on the same level, but we do see a bearish divergence here, with the RSI coming actually down while the price stays the same, which can indicate a pullback that can come in the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so it's definitely not out of the question that we can pull back after this significant rise in Bitcoin, and it will be healthy for the trend. Okay, it will be healthy for the trend, but a lot of the analysts agree that it's not as clear cut. The volatility is super high, and we can see a move to the upside and the move to the downside at this point, right? Although you can see the trend is clearly a uptrend. Okay, it's an uptrend, but it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to go up and up and up in a straightforward parabolic fashion. It just doesn't work like that. We're going to see some pullbacks for sure. The question is where we're going to drop. Okay, are we going to see another bull, pretty much a bull flag right here forming, and then continuing forward with the next rise in the Bitcoin value? So definitely we're going to watch that, and very, very exciting times to be alive and to be in the crypto space, guys. Okay, moving on to some of the news that are big news in the Bitcoin space. So we are seeing AT&T, guys, a large mobile payment provider and company, is actually entering the Bitcoin space, and this is the first major American mobile carrier to accept crypto assets for the payment of bills. And this is a revolution you're witnessing right now, a revolution in the making, where actually large companies are accepting cryptocurrencies as one of their payment options. And this is a trend that we are seeing that is just accelerating with time. Okay, so AT&T is definitely a big company. They're working with BitPay in collaboration to accept Bitcoin payments, and of course, everybody is talking about Amazon as the next giant behemoth of an internet retail, as everybody knows, that will actually accept cryptocurrencies, because Amazon owns Whole Foods, and Whole Foods already accepting Bitcoin payments. So with that being said, guys, you can imagine the type of adoption for Bitcoin that will happen when directly you'll be able to buy on Amazon with Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, which you already can do with certain plugins and certain startups on Amazon. But for Amazon to directly accept Bitcoin cryptocurrency, this is something that we are definitely anticipating, and I anticipate it happen sooner rather than later, because we're seeing companies like Facebook, Facebook and WhatsApp. They are working really hard behind the scenes to launch their own global coin, right? And they compete with Bitcoin. Now, I don't think they're actually going to, overtake Bitcoin, right? But this is huge, guys. This is absolutely huge. Facebook and WhatsApp. Can you imagine a Facebook coin, a WhatsApp coin? Mark Zuckerberg is already, he met the Bank of England governor and discussed a Facebook version of Bitcoin, how it might work, and the risks associated with it, the regulation involved, and all of that stuff. So they're looking at and shooting for about the year 2020. So next year we can actually see a Facebook coins. How's about that as a news? That's pretty huge, guys. That's absolutely phenomenal, because Facebook has 1 billion users. So that will definitely accelerate the pace of adoption that is already happening, right? From the retail side and also from the institutional side. A lot of the institutional investors are coming in this year and coming in hard, and we're seeing again this trend of institutional investor adoption and custody solution and whatnot. ETFs, there are more ETFs that are now being proposed. The exchange traded fund, it's actually going to be easier. It's going to be easier for traditional investors when the ETF is going to finally approve to invest large amounts of money into cryptocurrency. And approval of ETF may play a big role, in my opinion, in a huge surge in the Bitcoin price, as many of the big gurus, I would say, in the crypto space and believers in Bitcoin, they say that Bitcoin can definitely reach a point of $100,000 or more for Bitcoin in the next several years. If you ever studied Bitcoin and the economics behind Bitcoin, how it is a hard asset and why it's better than gold, and all those different qualities that Bitcoin has, that makes it very strict on the supply side. Like, you cannot just inflate the price of Bitcoin, you cannot produce more Bitcoin if you wanted to. And from the demand side, you can see the evidence is there, the demand is actually going to grow a lot. So this is the time, guys. This is the time to accumulate as much of Bitcoin as you possibly can, because there'll be a point in time, and I'm not saying that Bitcoin is necessarily going to be the dominant cryptocurrency, just because right now it's very slow, and the more users that are using Bitcoin, the slower it is. Just how the blockchain works. Now they're working on Lightning Network solutions, stuff like that, but I'm talking about general adoption of the cryptocurrency as itself. We're seeing in politics, right? There is elections that are coming in the United States, and one of the candidates is actually accepting 6 cryptocurrencies. It's not news that people in politics who are competing for the presidency, they are accepting donations and run campaigns in cryptocurrencies. It's getting very interesting times right now, because the uncertainty about the fiat currencies is getting diminished due to all the debt that we are seeing in not just US but other countries as well. US is the biggest debtor there is. So with that being said, guys, overall it's definitely a great time to be inside cryptocurrency, because of the bull run. We are in the bull market, we are in the bull trend, and the altcoin season is coming, I believe. Now, right now, what we are experiencing is more money is flowing into the major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there will be a point of major point which you should be focused on and seeing with some other cryptocurrencies that can absolutely skyrocket. We actually talk about that every week on our Crypto Trading Millionaires training, and you can be part of that. We're going live every week at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and showing you the graphs and the charts and the cryptocurrencies and how to trade cryptocurrencies profitably. This type of volatility that we are seeing on the markets up and down is heaven for traders who know what they're doing, and they're looking at the indicators. And companies like what we are seeing, the projects like Cloud Token that are trading on exchanges, when you can see a move like $500 or $1,000 in a single hour that is happening in the space, when you can spot those opportunities and buy in the right time and sell in the right time, you can make a lot of profits. And this in return can be something that you can take advantage while whether you are an active trader in crypto, or you are using the services and getting rewards as a passive trader. Whatever the case may be, you want to diversify in your portfolio. As a huge CEO, Morgan Creek, says every investor should hold some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a great diversifying asset. It has very low correlation, and it should be in everybody's portfolio. And I couldn't agree more with Morgan Creek. And as the CEO of Twitter is saying, Jack Dorsey, Bitcoin can be the main currency of the planet, united everybody. No matter where you live in the world, you can go to any city, any country, and pay for stuff in the local economy with Bitcoin. Okay, I believe it's not too far into the future where everything will be paid in Bitcoin. Like what Kraken is already doing. Kraken paid 250 salaries to their staff in Bitcoin. Okay, and this is in opposition to a critic, Peter Schiff, that said there is no way, absolutely no way, that people are going to work for salaries paid in Bitcoin. And it's not true. The reality is, there are companies who are already paying, like Kraken, people in Bitcoin, and they're gladly accepting them. Like one employee who took 100% of the payment in Bitcoin in 2012 retired in 2013. So it's definitely a good advantage for people to accept cryptocurrencies directly as a means of payments. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover. Really, I want to go more live on updating about the Bitcoin prices. I've been pretty busy the last couple weeks. I flew to Thailand, had a mini vacation there, and I was in the launch of Cloud Token in the main event. For those of you guys who receive our emails and communication, you know that this project is absolutely exploding right now, and it's growing like crazy. And they're doing some really big things. So I'm back home to Israel, and now ready to really take everything to the next level. So keep updated about our webinars, live events, in our communication. We're via Facebook or email, and we'll get you guys posted about the latest things that are happening in the cryptocurrency space. So till then, have a great weekend, everybody. Peace, and really hope that you'll take advantage of being on the right side of the Bitcoin revolution, getting profits rather than getting wrecked and experiencing any type of losses in this high risk markets of the cryptocurrency. But with that high risk also is very exciting, and large profits can be made in this market. So everybody have a fantastic week, and I'll talk